Hey, what's happening, everybody? This is Rob Swanson with FreedomSoft, and I'm super excited to do this video and show you the brand new website system inside FreedomSoft. Hey, listen, as an existing user of FreedomSoft, we are going to give you this entire brand new updated website and web form system absolutely free as part of your existing FreedomSoft subscription. So let me just dive in and show you. What you can do is go right here to marketing and you will find websites right at the bottom. And that's going to take you right to the websites page. Now, for those of you that are familiar with the websites, it lives under the settings area, and this took you to the settings page. Now, what you're going to see is you're going to see your existing websites, and these are now called legacy websites. So the old FreedomSoft websites that are here, they're still going to be there, they're still going to function, everything's going to work just fine. When you click add a website, you're going to be taken to a new system and a new process. And what we've built is something that you can spin up and launch a website without having to tie a domain to it, without having to pay for hosting, without having to do anything. So you can launch sites and you can launch pages, and we'll self-host and build everything. So let me show you this. The first thing I want you to do is see this. I'm going to show you Rob's new site demo. Okay, I'm just going to call it Rob's new site demo so you guys see what we're doing. Website type, let's pick a company type right now because this is going to build all of the pages for your company. Let's put in a city, and let's say that we are in Tampa, Florida. What this is going to do is help build SEO values into your site from the very beginning. So pick the primary location, the city and state where you're primarily doing business for this site that you're about to roll out. And then finally, let's select a brand color. And what this is going to do is allow you to say, hey, my logo colors are this or that, or I want to do a green site with colors in this genre. So you can pick your brand colors and the site is going to spin up with your colors. And then we're going to click create website. So there we go. That's everything you need to do initially to set up a new website using the FreedomSoft system. Now, let me show you what just happened. All of these pages were just built for you. So you got an About Us page, you got a blog, and the blog, as you'll see, is SEO optimized. You got a buyer lead capture page, step 1, and a buyer lead capture page, step 2, which both are tied with a web form right to your FreedomSoft lead campaign. You got a contact us page, you got the home, the root URL page. You've got a lender capture page 1 and lender capture page 2. So what we've done is we've built multi-step forms into the FreedomSoft system. So you're going to capture information on page step 1, and then they're going to be redirected to page step 2. You're going to get some more information. This increases the conversion of your lead capture. You've got a privacy page, property listings page, seller lead capture page 1, and seller lead capture page 2. Now, this shows you over here the actual post or page URL for each of those pages. Well, there I just clicked on one. Let me go ahead and go back. Well, you can see what it did here for this particular page. I'm going to go back, though, to our pages list, and you can see all of the pages that are here, updated status, and everything. Now, here's what happens. When you first get to this area, you're going to see that we're on the pages area right now. Then there are property listings, there are posts, and then there are page settings. So let's go ahead and just start with looking at the settings. You can manage all of your domains right here in FreedomSoft. And so if you want to take this website and put your own custom domain to it, you can do that right here in FreedomSoft. We make it very, very simple. Branding. Notice what I did is I picked my brand color, and then we automatically built some page colors. Now, all of this can be updated, edited, changed. You can upload a favicon, which is the little icon that will show up right next to your page in a browser, the little picture. Codes. For those of you that are very technical, the entire site and every page on the site is fully customizable with tracking codes and conversion codes and remarketing codes. And so you can come right here and on the site wide, if you want to add your Google Analytics code, you can click here, add code. We'll call this Google Analytics. Insert your code right here. That is a tracking code. You want to place that inside the head tag, top of the body tag, or bottom. You can just leave it inside the head tag. For now, we'll just leave that. And for those of you that are not technical, you're not going to do this anyway. For those of you that are technical, you're going to understand where you want to position your code. And you're going to click Create Code. And what this is going to do, oh, I didn't paste in. Here, let me just paste in an X right here and create my code. Now I have my Google Analytics tracking code, and it's actually not there because I just put an X in the box. But if you pasted your actual code in there, you now have your Google Tracking Analytics code applied to your entire site. Let's go down to menus. Every site gets the initial header menu and footer menu, and they're editable. So you can come over here to edit what menus you want to show up in your navigation bar. And again, this is fully customizable, so you can add menu items, you can delete menu items, you can move menu items around. You could create an entirely new menu just by going here and adding a new menu. So you can play around with this, and you'll see how powerful all of this is. Well, if I go back to our previous menu, I'm going to go back to our pages because I want to show you how to play around with your pages. Let's go to the home page. This is the main domain link of your site, and we'll click this edit button, and it's going to pull up the FreedomSoft page builder and page manager. And what I want you to see here is that the sites are, and all of the pages are built with a couple of things. You see this green border section right here? This is what's known as a section. And I want you to see over here these arrows. I can move this section down and move this section down again, and I just put my header section down below this web form. Well, I can move it back up by clicking the arrows, and so now it's back at the top. So the site is built by sections and then elements inside the section. So this is an image section. This is a text section. So if you want to update your phone number, here's what you do. You click in this text section, highlight that, and your phone number is 888-123-4567. Now your number is updated on the site. We're going to just update the page right here. Here is your navigation section. This is the menu right here element that got added to this navigation section. And so this navigation section applies across all pages of your site that have a navigation included. And so then we're going to look down here, and this section below it is made up of a vertical spacing area and then a text area that has some customization done to it. So let me show you how to play around with this. Let's just say that right below our navigation menu, we want to add a new section in here. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go right down here to add new section, and you can decide adding a full width section, 2 columns, 3 columns, a left sidebar, or a right sidebar. So let's go ahead and add a left sidebar because it'll show up and you'll see it. And here's where we can add an element. And so all of these sections are built based on adding elements to them. So if I want to add an element over here, I'll click into this, and it prompts me to add an element. So I can add text, I could add an image, I could add video, I could add another web form, I could add a menu. Remember how we can build out various menus? I can add a button, I can put vertical spacing or a horizontal divider, I can put my listings, blog posts, recent posts, or blog categories. And so for our purposes, let me just go ahead and add a button right here. And I'm going to go ahead and double click into this and say, click here for more info. And I'm just going to leave that as it is right now. But I want you to see over here, when I'm selected into this element, I can change where that URL goes. So I could send this to, when somebody clicks that button, I can send them to another page. I can make that button be aligned, centered, or right or left. I can change the color of this button by grabbing this little slider bar and just moving this around and then moving this inside of it. I can change that color, and then I can change the text color. Now that it's light, let me make it black text. And then I can round the corners of my button, or I can do whatever I want to do. I can make the button bigger or smaller. So you can completely customize this whole thing. Now let's add a little text over here, and we'll type in here, click the button on the right. And so now you can completely play around with this. And watch this, though. This is pretty cool. I can drag and drop elements around the page. So I can click this little blue thing right here, and I can drag this element up to this other area of the page. Or I can drag it down and put it right here. Or I can drag it back and put it where it was. So the whole page can be dragged and dropped around and customized. And so what we did is we added a section, and then we added elements into the section. So if I click into this element, I can come down here and I can add a new element. I can add another element. So maybe I want to put an image into this element. Well, I can click on this, it adds an image, and then I can go pick the image that I want to actually manage or upload. So I can click here to upload an image right from my computer, and then I can customize the size and the placement and everything of that image. Well, if I decide, you know what, I don't want that image there, I can go back over here and I can click on it, and it's highlighted blue, and then I can remove the element. Click OK, and we're back. And let me just go ahead and remove this section. Remove this section that I built. Prompts me to say OK, yes, and now we're back to the way we were. And let me just update the page. On any page, you can then visit the page, and it will open up what your website looks like on the main page. So if we go back to our page builder, I would just click into this logo element, and I would select my logo that I want to put right here. Very simple, very, very easy to do. And I can play around, you'll see with the sizing. When you upload it, you can make your logo big or you can make your logo small. It's very simple to manage and manipulate the entire thing. Now, let's go ahead and go back. And I want you guys to see for every page, there are different sections. So there's page settings. So you can customize the description, the title, the URL, it shows you what the URL location is, page details. All of these things are for SEO purposes. So your site has been automatically built. You'll notice the content has Tampa, Florida throughout the page. And that's intentionally done. All of the SEO values, sell my house fast in Tampa, Florida, call today for a fast offer, we buy any houses in Tampa or Tampa, Florida. All of these things were automatically done for you. Well, let's say you come down here and on our page builder, you say, you know what, I want to add more content down here on my home page. You know, you want to write an article, or you want to talk about something, or you want to put something in here. Come down and click below here into this section, and now let's add a new section. And let's say that you want to add 3 columns, and you want to add 3 images right here. And so you would just add that section, and then go ahead and add an image into each location. That's how simple it is. And then you can click on the image and you can select which image you want to use. If somebody clicks on the image, you can put a destination URL where they're going to land when they click that, another website or another page on your site. And you can play with all of the elements of this. You can also, in this section, if you click on the section, you can change the background color of the section. So let's just go ahead and say that we want a blue section, and we drag and drop this around till we find the color that we want, and there we go. So now we have a blue section here with our 3 images, and you can play with all sorts of different things. And I'll go ahead and I'll update the page, and I'll visit the page, And we drop down here, and here's our blue section. And so you guys have so much flexibility to just play with all of the various things on your page. And I want you to just know that here's our page settings, as I was talking about. Page styles, you can play around with all of that. Individual page codes, you can add a code, like if you're using a tracking pixel for Facebook advertising or PPC advertising or click tracking, you can add codes to specific pages and track all of your conversions. It's a very, very powerful and simple to use system. Now, that was our home root URL page. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to show you some of the more common pages. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here, and I'll do that in another video that I'll post just below this so that you can come back and watch the next section in a separate video.